Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. Hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful Saturday. Well, beautiful Saturday here in California. It's a beautiful spring day outside. So I have my window open, so I apologize if there's a little glare in my glasses, but I want the fresh air today. Today I'm going to be doing the first part of my April book haul, and it's going to be kind of in two sections. The first section is going to be books that I either got or bought myself, and then the second section I'm going to focus on a couple of the book delivery services that I subscribe to. I'm going to be opening my blind date book that I just got in the mail this week, and then I'll also be opening my Moth Box books at the end. So if you haven't gotten those, or you do receive them and you haven't opened them and you want to stop when I get to that point, you can. I'm sure most of you have probably opened your Moth Box. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that, getting that in California in a little bit. So let's get started on some books. Last weekend, my friend Ryan and I of This Charming Rant, I will link his blog / email letter. I don't know exactly what to call it, but every week he sends out something called This Charming Rant, where he focuses on a topic, and he will make you laugh, he will make you cry, he will make you think. He is a very, very talented writer. We went up to San Francisco and did some book shop hopping and had some lunch and then had some ice cream. And I bought a couple of books that I'm going to talk to you about today. The first of them is this book, which is Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. Now, I had never heard of this book. It was on one of the tables in the Booksmith in San Francisco. And I just really love the cover to start with. And I had never heard of the author. So I opened it and I read this, and then you guys can just tell me. Sylvia Townsend Warner was a poet, short story writer, and novelist, as well as an authority on early English music and a member of the Communist Party. I just thought that was too interesting to pass up. This is a book about a woman who is trying to break away from her controlling family. I know I read the first few pages in the bookstore. There's this whole discussion on her moving in to London with her brother's family, and I guess she tries to break from sort of the constraints and chains that they are putting on her. I think it sounded really good. I just really do think the cover is gorgeous. That's Lolly Willows by Sylvia Townsend Warner. The second book I'm going to talk about, may be my first nonfiction book I've ever brought up on the channel. I don't read a ton of nonfiction, but I have told you guys about my obsession with spinsters, right? And this is actually a nonfiction book called Spinster, Making a Life of One's Own by Kate Bolick. And this was on the shelf there, and I just couldn't pass it up. But I mean, it had Spinster across the front of it. But what it is it's about a woman who has decided she's going to be single in the modern age, and she goes back through history and kind of talks about the development of the idea of the spinster. And I thought it was really interesting. I was reading the back, and it said, it traces and introduces us to a cast of pioneering women from the last century whose genius, tenacity, and flair for drama have emboldened her, the author, to fashion her life on her own terms. Columnist Neith Boyce, essayist Maeve Brennan, social visionary Charlotte Perkins Gilman, who wrote The Yellow Wallpaper, which is a fantastic short story, poet Edna St. Vincent Millay, which I know we all know a lot about her, and novelist Edith Wharton. By animating their unconventional ideas and personal choices, Bolick shows us that contemporary debates about settling down and having it all are timeless. So I thought, that's a bad glare, I'm sorry. I thought that sounded really good. That's Spinster, Making a Life of One's Own by Kate Bolick. And I'm going to actually read it. I think it's really cool. And then maybe I'll read some Barbara Pym after. In another video, I had talked to you about Jean at Bookish Thoughts, having recommended a Helenome book that led me to go shopping for Helenome books, and I couldn't find the one she had talked about. Well, I found that one while I was out, and that is Helenome, White is for Witching, and I don't know. It sounds really, really good. It's about a house, a family house, the Silver family house, that the family moves into. It's 4 girls and a twin brother, and kind of how their family has always been interconnected to the house and to each other. And I guess from what I know, the mother is away and passes away, and one of the daughters starts suffering from all of these ailments because of the connection of this family. The Austin Chronicle says, if you've been missing Shirley Jackson all these many years, here is a writer who seems to be a direct heir to that lamented one's Gothic throne. I think that sounds really good. Jean sells it way better than me, so I will actually put a link to her channel and that episode, if I can find it, down below so you can watch it. That's Helenome, and that is White is for Witching. The next book is actually kind of a personal recommendation. I have an uncle, his name is O'Neill Deneau, and he is actually a writer, and he sends me all of his books. He's been writing for years and years and years, and if you ever come to my desk in my office, you'll find all of his novels there signed to me over the years, and he has a new book coming out. Now, the book isn't in my normal strike zone, so I don't normally read stuff like this, but maybe you do, and maybe it would be something that you would be interested in, and that's Lucifers Tiger, and it's by my Uncle O'Neill Deneau. And here's what it says in the back. It is 1936 and the world is on the brink of war. An American with special talents is sent to a Portuguese colony to discover why Japanese agents are frantically searching for a mysterious stone called the Blair. Murder quickly follows and the American stumbles on a vivacious brunette who needs rescuing. Or does she? This audacious woman has her own special talents. It goes, I guess, all over the world. The tiger is involved. The Nazis are doing something with the tiger. It sounds like it's going to have quite a adventure to it. My cousin did the drawing on the front of it, too. She's an artist. I know she has her master's in art from a college in Louisiana. I'm sorry, I can't remember which one. Dana, I don't remember which school you went to. But that's Lucifer's Tiger, and that is by O'Neill Deneau, and I will link it in the thing below. The last book I'm going to talk about before I get to those book subscriptions is a book that Michael Kindness has been raving about since before it came out. And the minute it came out, I had to go get it. And that is The 12 Lives of Samuel Hawley. And that is by Hannah Tinti. And I went and I got this, and it's a signed copy. And I think it's just so cool. If you can see, she puts this really cool stamp. And then there's her signature. What I know about this book is that it is about a father who has always been on the run, and he's raising his daughter, and he decides to settle down and try to raise his daughter, and kind of how his life comes back to haunt them as they try to make this decision. The other thing I want to show you is this is the book without the book cover. I mean, come on. It is so gorgeous that, I usually take my book covers off to read it, and I will not be sad about it because this book cover is amazing. And that is The 12 Lives of Samuel Hawley by Hannah Tinti. So I really, 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 really am very excited. I trust Michael Kindness. He would never lead me astray. So I'm going to get into the 2 subscription services that I talked to you before. So if you want to, or if you order them and you haven't opened them, now's the time to turn it off. I will see you next video. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is the Blind Date Book Club. And they basically give you categories that you choose. I chose literary fiction, and they send you a book like this. And it has 4 stickers on it. Violence, politics, betrayal, and love. The other cool thing is they send you a little bit of coffee with it. And then they send you a little note card. Isn't that cute? And the note card says, it's a little note inside it. It says, "Hello, I am your blind date book. The only thing you know about me are the 4 little words on the front. You also need to know that I have been wrapped very carefully and almost certainly with love." So they basically ask you to enjoy the book. Get your tea ready. They send coffee to us because I don't drink tea. I'm over here in California, but I do drink coffee. And then they send you this beautiful book like this, and you can open it. It's so cute. I mean, how cute is that? And you go ahead and you open it. I have a pair of scissors here to go ahead and open this. Now, I did order this. This is a UK company, and I'm in California. I did get it. It did take a little bit of time to get to me, and it actually came a little bit battered. But that was the fault of the shipping company and had nothing to do with Blind Date Book. And I'm kind of excited because I have no idea what is in this. Oh! This is so exciting, though I've read this book. I want this edition because it's a British edition. This is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's Half of the Yellow Sun. And if you haven't read this book, read this book. This won the Bailey's Prize, and then it also won the Bailey's Prize 10-year anniversary, best book to win the Bailey's. It may not have been 10-year anniversary. That may not be right. But it did win the best book to win the Bailey's Award. And it's set in 1960s Nigeria. 3 lives intersect. Ugwe works as a houseboy for a university lecturer. Olana has abandoned her life of privilege to live with her charismatic lover, the lecturer, and Richard, a shy Englishman, is enthralled to Olana's enigmatic twin sister. Enigmatic. That was that word. Yes. I read this years ago, and I loved it. This edition is amazing. Look at how cool it is. I'm so excited that I got this and I can reread. I'm not a big rereader, but I've been talking about my desire to read this book again, and I'm going to. So that is what came in my Blind Date book. It came with this cute copy, came with this cute card, and this very nice wrapping. So I will link them below. You can sign them up. They send you that, and then you just resubscribe. It's not a subscription service like you just pay once. You actually go and you pick which one you want every time. So I'm going to be back. I'm excited. The book choice is fantastic, and I'm really excited about it. Now, most of you probably know about Moth Box. It's run by Mercedes over at Mercy's Musings. I'll link her channel and Moth Box below. She, once a month on the 1st, will post that her Moth Box is available, and you can order it. I did order it in California. She is in the UK. It took a long time to get here. She mailed it on March 23rd, and I got it on April 7th. So just take that in mind. But everyone I know really loves it. She focuses on independent little publishers, and she reads the books, and then she sends them before she chooses them, and she wraps them in this cute thing. So there are 2 of them that come in the box like this. They come with these amazing little note cards, and this Moth Box features 2 fantastically inventive novels. Both books are weirdly dark and unsettling, yet beautifully evocative. They offer distorted versions of our own social world whilst commenting on the contemporary social issues. The novels have completely different writing styles, but both delight in the strange and the surreal. We hope you are delighted in them too. And then on this one, which is the thinner of the 2, the little bookmark says, "Some days when he came to work, it was his shadow that went ahead of him." So she wraps them all for you. They come in a really great box, super, super, super cute, in this beautiful purple paper. And the first book that she sent us is, oh, there's a lot of paper here. 100 Shadows by Wang Junkun. I happen to know that this is from the publisher of the woman who does all of the translation for the I'm totally blanking on the vegetarian author's name. I'm sorry. Love the Vegetarian. Her book is Human Acts. Deborah Smith, I believe, is the name of the person who translates those, and she's also in charge of this. And I don't know much about it. In a slum, electronic markets in central Seoul, a city better known for its shiny skyscrapers and slick pop videos, an awkward, tentative relationship grows between a repair shop assistant, Eun-jo, and Muja. Having both dropped out of formal education, their circumstances are already uncertain when the market is earmarked for demolition, an event seemingly linked to a strange recent development that the shadows of the slum's inhabitants have started to rise up. So it's really a pretty cover. I know most of you have probably already gotten it. If you haven't, definitely sign up. I have one more book to show you out of this. This bookmark says, "She feels like she has been thrown into the air, and for the brief moment she is held aloft, the earth has turned so that when she comes down, she recognizes nothing." How exciting. It's like getting a birthday present or a Christmas present every month. And they're hand-picked, and there's only so many boxes, so not everybody in the world can get them. So if you don't get on there and log on as fast as possible, you may not get it. And this is Little Nothing. and it's by Maria Silver. And look at how pretty that cover is. And there's a quote by Lauren Groff on the front. So, I mean, Lauren Groff, she wrote Fate and Furies, which I absolutely adored. In an unnamed country at the beginning of the last century, a peasant couple longs for a child. Despairing, they turn to gypsy tonics and archaic prescriptions, and one cold wintry night, the couple's wish comes true. But the silence that follows the birth forewarns of darker days to come. Strangers look on askance and fall speechless in the child's presence, and villagers protectively hush their children as they pass on narrow market lanes. Pavla is no ordinary child, but then this is no ordinary tale. And that is Little Nothing by Marissa Silver, and this is the Moth Box, so they came 2 of them, Little Nothings and 100 Shadows by Wang Jung-yoon. And I will link Moth Box down below. I know that this month already started, and I ordered it. It was 2 short story collections. I haven't gotten them yet. I will unwrap them. I will also post Mercedes' channel down, so she talks about them in reviews. January's box so far, I think, so you can see that. And those are 2 subscription services that I go on to and order, and I am so excited about. So that was Blind Date Book for a book, some coffee, and a really, really, really cute little bookmark. And then Moth Box, which I also adored, the purple paper, kind of like having my birthday early, so I really appreciate that. I hope some of these books sound interesting to you. Please comment in below if you've read them. Let me know, and let me know if you sign up for either of the services and what you get. I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic, beautiful Saturday afternoon, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for tuning in.